Hello and welcome. We're surrounded by fabrics every single day, but have you ever stopped to think about what makes them feel the way they do? Today, we're going to unravel the hidden language of our clothes, that invisible science that makes a cozy blanket feel so different from a crisp, sharp suit.
Think about it for a second. Why does a soft, breezy cotton kurta feel so completely different from a structured, crisp crepe sari? They might even be made from similar fibers, so what's the deal? What's the secret ingredient?
Well, the answer is just one simple, powerful word: twist. Yep, that's it. This one little action, this spiral motion, is the fundamental building block that basically dictates the entire personality of a fabric. It's everything.
So, to really understand the secret, we kind of have to learn its language. And the good news, the alphabet only has 2 letters. It all kicks off with the direction of the twist. Okay, so what is yarn twist really? Well, imagine you just have a bunch of loose, fluffy fibers. On their own, they're not much use, right? Twist is what happens when you arrange those fibers in a spiral. It's the thing that binds them all together and gives yarn the strength it needs to become cloth. No twist, no fabric. It's that simple.
All right, let's meet the first letter in our yarn alphabet, S. In an S twist, the fibers spiral in the exact same direction as that diagonal line in the middle of the letter S. See it? It's a super easy way to remember. Now, you won't see it as often in single threads, but the S twist has a really important job, which we'll get to in just a minute.
And our second letter is, you guessed it, Z. The fibers here follow the diagonal of the letter Z. Now here's where it gets interesting. The Z twist is the go-to, the default, for most single yarns spun in the world. It is the absolute workhorse of the textile industry.
So, this is where the magic really happens. A single Z-twist yarn, on its own, has all this built-up energy. It kind of wants to untwist itself. So to fight that, you do something clever. You take 2 of those Z-twist yarns and you spin them together in the opposite, or S direction. What happens? The 2 forces just cancel each other out. It's like a perfect stalemate that locks the yarn in place, creating a stable thread that isn't going anywhere. Okay, so we've got the direction down, S and Z. But that's only half the story. The next layer of control is all about the amount of twist. This is where we stop just making yarn and we start designing exactly how it's going to feel and act.
You can really break it down into 3 main categories. A low twist gives you a yarn that's super soft, kind of fluffy and bulky, and really absorbent. Medium twist, that's your jack of all trades. It's a great balance of strength and softness, perfect for your everyday clothes. And a high twist? Whoa. That creates a yarn that is super strong, dense, and has a really distinct, crisp feel.
This chart just lays it out perfectly. Just look at what happens as you go from left to right. As the twist level gets higher, you can see the strength of the yarn shoot way up. But notice what happens to softness. It goes down. It's this constant balancing act, a trade-off that textile designers are always working with. So let's quickly recap how to build that perfect yarn. You start with 2 or maybe more of those single Z-twist yarns. Then you ply them, which is just a fancy way of saying you twist them together in the opposite S direction. And boom, those opposing forces cancel out and you end up with a strong, stable yarn that's absolutely essential for any kind of quality weaving or knitting. And now, for my favorite part. Let's take all this theory and see how it actually feels in real life. We're going to look at some iconic Indian textiles, because this is where that hidden language of twist really, truly comes alive. Let's start with the unmistakable comfort of khadi. You know that feeling? So soft, so airy? Well, its secret is low twist yarns. Because the fibers are packed more loosely, the yarn is bulkier and softer, creating all these tiny little air pockets inside the fabric. And that's exactly what makes it so breathable and just perfect for warm weather.
Now, let's do a complete 180. Let's talk about the crisp, structured elegance of a cotta doria or a crepe sari. These fabrics get their entire personality from high-twist yarns. The yarn is twisted so incredibly tight that it actually wants to kink back on itself, and that's what creates that signature crinkled texture, that firmness, and that amazing wrinkle resistance.
And what about something that has to be both delicate and strong, like the zari thread in embroidery? This is where that balanced ply yarn we just talked about is absolutely non-negotiable. A Z-twist single is plied with an S-twist to create a thread that's strong enough to handle all the stress of intricate needlework without breaking or coming undone. It's pretty genius.
So the next time you get dressed, just take a moment. Really feel the fabric. Is it soft and airy, or is it crisp and firm? Because now you know the secret. You're not just wearing clothes anymore, you're actually reading a story written in the simple yet profound language of twist. So, what story will your clothes tell you?